Welcome to Push Pause.
The show that tells the story of your neighborhood.
Meet the people, see the places,
hear the stories, and make up your community on Push Pause.
Push Pause.
Freezing the frame on local life.
Freezing the frame on local life.
Freezing the frame on local life. On Push Pause.
I didn't have to use the puppy eyes.
All right, you didn't this time.
Autism describes a wide range of social and developmental disorders. Education must be tailored to meet the individual need of each student. And here at the Gersh Academy in West Hempstead, that's exactly what they get.
We understand that when they have a hard time, they're not choosing to have a hard time. Many of the students come to us with skill deficits, and we recognize that it's deficits. It's not that they just don't want to behave or they just don't want to listen. It's that they really can't. Just the understanding of that, we respond very differently to the kids, and they feel accepted for who they are.
All right. Wow, you're doing so good. 23 years ago, I was running a Montessori school. And we had a child that my teachers wanted to kick out of school. And I was like, well, before we kick him out, I'd like to meet the child. And I walk into a classroom, the child's reading a book under the desk. And the teacher goes to me, look, he's under the desk reading a book. And I said, is that the right book? He's reading the book. Who cares where he reads the book? And that child had Asperger's. But 23 years ago, Asperger's wasn't even on the radar.
What is a bully? A bully is someone that hurts other people's feelings.
The students here in 203A coordinate and perform an anti-bullying skit in front of family and faculty.
Right now, or you feel my wrath.
Oh no, this is really bad. I need to tell Mr. Gabriel.
The Gersh Academy is sometimes the last resort for families and children that are struggling with a public school system that fails to protect them from bullying or to meet their educational and emotional needs.
He was falling further and further behind academically, emotionally, socially, and honestly, we came in this past summer during the summer session, and 3 or 4 of those boys were in class for the summer, and we spoke with the teacher and we spoke with the kids, and we're like, oh my God, that's our son right there. You know, here he is.
Sure, I'll be there in a minute.
1 minute later. So when we started, I was a little worried. I thought, oh God, I'm gonna feel so scared. But when I just expressed it little by little, I felt better. Now I know, I guess in this school, will be a success in any time.
Their bullying experiences prior to coming to Gersh are so similar. So similar. And now they have friends. They go home happy, and they're picking on me. Or Mom, they're taking my money. They don't do that anymore. Thank you, Gersh. Thank you.
What they were describing is what Colin had experienced over the years. Colin has never ever had a good school experience since pre-K, going back to when he was only 4 years old. Every single day was a problem getting him out of bed. He cried all the time. He became violent, and since he wasn't speech impaired, he was very much speech delayed. I couldn't understand what was going on.
Awesome job, guys.
We work with them on social skills. That's part of our umbrella of what we do, teaching them how to interact with each other, initiate conversation, and to carry on conversations with one another. A lot of these children have challenges in that area, so to see them interact so naturally together is just an awesome thing.
Nick did it.
Seeing them initially just kind of blurt out ideas, and then it was kind of like chunky, and then them putting it in a sequential way was mind-blowing.
Robbie, behind Colin. Colin. Behind Ross, right?
They had scripts written out, lines written out, they took their turns.
In this school, I'd say none of the students here are similar from each other. They're all have their quirks and their individualities. It's sort of fine to be yourself.
I have a gift. I speak autism. I speak to children. Maybe because I'm a big child myself, I get children, children get me. I do whatever I need to do to make it work. There is no formula. The formula is identify the child's learning deficits, where they're strong, where they're weak, and teach around that and make them feel really comfortable.
Everybody sits around the table, and however long it takes to identify what's happening, what we need to do to make that child successful, what they need in the moment. Everybody on that team is on the same page, and that's what makes it effective here.
I mean, I can't tell you in the course of 6 months how much everything has changed. Everything. At home, at school, you know, he's doing work that he hasn't done since voluntarily since maybe first grade. You know, it's remarkable.
I've had 2 horrible prior experiences at schools, and I thought I was going to repeat that and it would be the same, but it wasn't.
Gersh stands out from any school Colin has been to, and I'm beyond happy that he's here. I'm ecstatic, and I'll continue fighting the system, the state, that he remains here. He's happy.
Oh, thank you.
I've had parents walk up to me and start crying in front of me. My son told me he loved me because of you. He's never been able to speak before, and it's the first time I ever heard my son tell me that he loves me.
Goodbye!
For Push Pause in West Hempstead, this is Greg Blank.